to News 1 at 10. It's March 20th, 1995, and tonight we have a breaking news report from Tokyo, Japan, concerning the terrorist attack committed on the Metropolitan Subway. 20 packages of liquid sarin were released at multiple stops on the Tokyo subway today during rush hour in the morning. It has recently been confirmed that the terrorist group Aum Shinrikyo was behind the attack. The Japanese government is calling this the most serious attack to occur in Japan since World War II. I have with me Garner Gentry, head anchor for our News 1 division in Tokyo. Thank you for joining us tonight, Garner.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about what happened.
Between 7 and 8 a.m. this morning, 10 members of the terrorist group Aum Shinrikyo boarded different stops of the subway metro, specifically the line headed for Kasamagaseki and Nagatacho, cities that are home to important governmental buildings. The men boarded the train with 2 packets of sarin each, although we now have intelligence that they were planning to release the sarin in the air through the vents. They abandoned that plan in favor of releasing larger amounts in liquid form.
I see. What happened then?
The terrorists broke the packets of sarin with using the pointed tips of their umbrellas that they had brought with them. The sarin from all 20 packets amounted to over 900 milliliters of sarin. To put that into perspective, Sydney, a drop of sarin the size of a pinhead would be enough to kill an average human being.
Wow. With that much sarin, there must have been some pretty serious repercussions. What exactly is sarin, and how does it affect its victims?
Sarin is a gas that affects the nervous system. It's colorless and odorless, making it the perfect choice for Aum Shinrikyo's attack. It has been labeled a weapon of mass destruction and constitutes chemical warfare. Even at a very low dosage, sarin can be fatal. Initial symptoms following exposure to sarin are a runny nose, tightness in the chest, and constriction of the pupils. Soon after, the victim has difficulty breathing and expects nausea and drooling. Sounds like it could get messy. As the victim continues to lose control of bodily functions, the victim vomits, defecates, and urinates. This phase is followed by twitching and jerking. Ultimately, the victim becomes comatose and suffocates in a series of convulsive spasms.
Has a casualty count been established yet, Garner?
As of right now, we know of 10 people being killed and 40 severely injured. And almost 1,000 other... 13 people killed and 50 severely injured. And countless others have experienced temporary vision problems associated with minimal exposure to sarin.
How was Aum Shinrikyo found to be guilty? Have they been taken into custody yet?
Well, the sarin itself was a huge tell. It isn't quite as common as you might think. And its use in this attack required inordinate amounts. Amounts like these would only be available to people with illegal connections, thus pointing towards the terrorist groups. Aum Shinrikyo has a history for attacks like these, and they were naturally the first suspects. They have not yet been taken into custody, and they are considered at large and dangerous.
What forensic evidence was found to incriminate Aum Shinrikyo?
The trace evidence left behind by the sarin was particularly incriminating. There wasn't much to do after that, and the umbrella that they left behind was covered in fingerprints linked to the suspects.
What will happen to the men involved?
The likely punishment is death, which in Japan means hanging. Either that, or they will face life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Well, Garner, thank you so much for joining us on the air tonight.
Thank you for having me. But before I go, this just in. The members of Aum Shinrikyo have been apprehended and will face trials soon. This man, Shoko Ashara, head of the terrorist group, the group under his control had the intention of overthrowing the Japanese government and installing himself as the new emperor. He will face the most severe of punishments for his actions. Back to you in LA. Go.
Thank you again for joining us, Garner. Later, after the break, we will have more on the Tokyo subway attack. Also, join us for highlights of the Lakers game and updates from Hollywood. This is News One. Stay sunny, Los Angeles.